It's often been said there's no place like home, and in the year 2020, against the backdrop of a deadly pandemic, no place meant more than home. But for many, not even home was a refuge. A punishing and unrelenting hurricane season brought a continuous onslaught of destruction and displacement. A record 30 named storms formed. 12 of those made landfall in the U.S., each a sobering reminder of the havoc these systems can cause. Hurricane Sally pummeled Alabama, giving the FORTIFIED program its most significant test yet. By the end of season, more than 20,000 homes with a FORTIFIED designation were impacted by a tropical system. Early reports show approximately 95% of these homes suffered only minor damage or no loss at all. Left in the wake of the season, amidst piles of debris, soggy carpet, and rain-soaked couches, were community heroes, selfless people determined to rise, to rebuild, and to help.
One of the biggest blessings that I've been able to see is myself not having any damage because I have a fortified roof and I didn't have the need for tarps and I didn't have the water and storm damage. As I've been able to use my time that I had when I would be working on my house to help others. And that's one of the biggest things people need right now is help. Knocking on doors and meeting some of your neighbors for the first time saying, hey, what can I do to help? And putting tarps up and taking carpet and furniture to the road. I've been able to, me and my family, we've been able to help others out because we didn't have any damage, so definitely feel blessed.
These efforts encapsulate the spirit of what it means to be resilient. With your help to build better, thousands of families can sleep a little easier, confident they are protected from nature's clubbing blows. You are the people turning science into action for homeowners, using the science that comes out of IBHS to engender change, rewriting the story we tell after the storm, from one of agony to one of hope.
No shingles or anything fell off my roof. It was just like nothing had never happened to it.
You are fortified. Those words really do ring true. I'm Roy Wright, CEO of IBHS, and I want to welcome you to our Fortified Award celebration, this year being streamed across the interweb. I hope over the next hour you learn a little bit about where the program is headed, put faces to the names you've seen in emails over the years, and get a better sense of how the work you do is what makes Fortified so effective. This is an exciting time for the program. Back in January of 2020, some of you joined me in Alabama to celebrate the 15,000th Fortified designation. It took all of us over 10 years to reach that milestone. But in October of 2021, we expect to be at 30,000. That means together we will have doubled 10 years worth of work in just 20 months. That is quite simply extraordinary. And it's only possible because of you. You, the builders, the roofers, the evaluators, who explain the benefits of Fortified each and every day. So numbers grow, the footprint of Fortified continues to expand. Coastal Alabama and North Carolina continue to adopt Fortified at really unprecedented rates. Thanks to our Fortified pioneers, we are now seeing homeowners in Oklahoma, Louisiana, Florida, Texas, and the northern part of Alabama. They are choosing to make their homes more resistant to storms too. Although I'm impressed with the work you've all done to help the Fortified program expand, the true legacy of your labor is shown in the thousands of families that live in stronger homes, ready to face the next storm Mother Nature throws at them. I saw this myself when I visited Alabama for the second time last year, touring the area damaged by Hurricane Sally. As I drove through Fairhope, Gulf Shores, Orange Beach, Wasn't surprised to see the homes with blue tarps on the roof and piles of debris at the road. It's normal post-disaster work. But to see so many homes in those same neighborhoods with no damage at all, and families living their normal life, that is fortified. I said at the time, it seemed at first glance like fate decided who was impacted and who was spared. But resilience is not a matter of luck. It is the result of knowledge and choice. You, our most active fortified service providers, are the ones showing people there is a better way to rebuild, a better way to re-roof. Because of the work you're doing to help the Fortified program grow, your customers and your hometowns are better prepared to face the next storm. So, on behalf of all of us at IBHS, thank you. Thank you for putting our science into action. You truly are fortified. Now let me hand you over to Christina Gropp, one of the meteorologists from our team. She, along with Fred Malik, the managing director of our Fortified products, will pick it up from here.
And good evening and welcome to the 6th annual Fortified Awards and our first ever live event. I am Christina Gropp and I'm joined by Fred Malik, our managing director of Fortified. Fred, it's great to have you here tonight.
Yeah, it's great to be with you, Christina, and great to welcome all of you that are joining us via the web to this first ever virtual award show. This is certainly something new for us at IBHS and Fortified, doing a virtual award show, and we just are welcoming the opportunity to pause with each of you to celebrate your success in growing your business and bringing Fortified to your community, and also experiencing the expansion of the program that we all have worked so hard over the last year to make come true.
Absolutely, Fred. These are the service providers who bring the IBHS science that happens in the chamber right behind us. They bring it to life and they put it into action for homeowners all across the country, and without them, our efforts would not reach these families in the way that it does and the way that we've seen it play out over the past year.
Yeah, that's certainly true. I mean, the folks that are represented here and the folks that are aspiring to make one of these award lists next year, you guys are the face of Fortified for all practical purposes out there in your communities, talking to homeowners, talking to contractors, talking to builders, and bringing Fortified to your neighborhoods. So yeah, you guys are just playing a huge pivotal role as we grow the program.
And we are proud of all of our Fortified service providers. We're proud to partner with them to help us get out into the community and make an impact. But for those who are new to the program, joining us for the first time tonight, let's take a step back, Fred, and talk about the different awards that we have for our Fortified service providers that cover roofers, builders, evaluators, all of the service providers.
Yeah, so this is exciting because this is our 6th annual award show. Mm-hmm. So we started off with volume awards only, and volume awards, Christina, we wanted to be able to set some milestones and targets to give people an opportunity to celebrate as they grew their business. And so we have some entry-level award winners at Spotlight, mm-hmm. and we work all the way up. For the first time ever, we've got a Diamond Award winner tonight. So that's about, we started with volume. Then a couple years ago, we recognized that there was an opportunity to really shine a light on those early adopters in markets where we want to see Fortified grow. We call that our pioneers. And so we will talk tonight about our Pioneer Award winners from last year, because unfortunately COVID, really had brought us some unfortunate lockdowns so that we couldn't celebrate last year. And then we're going to talk about our growing list of pioneers for this year. And then finally, Christina, I know mm-hmm. that we're all excited to be adding to the list of awards this year, right. Our Affordable Housing Award, which mm-hmm. we will award in 2021 and be a part of our award show next year.
That's right. All of our awards that we're awarding tonight are for the efforts of our service providers the past year, for 2020, and we look forward to adding the Affordable Housing Award next year. Can you talk a little bit about where that award came from and what that one's all about?
Sure. Well, we have worked with affordable housing providers mm-hmm. for a number of years. But as a company, we've added to our corporate strategy, the goal of working with more folks in those affordable communities, the ones that can really afford the least to be displaced and disrupted. So we want to take this opportunity to find ways to bring some recognition to folks that are really focusing on those markets.
Absolutely. An important piece of the resilience puzzle as we try to make these communities better prepared. And again, we wouldn't be able to do it without the service providers here tonight.
That's right.
All right, Fred, we're going to start now by meeting some of the Fortified team. It's a great team here at IBHS that helps make it happen. You've probably seen a lot of their names in emails. You may have met one or two of them along the way, but tonight we want to take a moment and introduce you to our whole Fortified team. Let's meet the first group right now.
So I'm Lowry Grundy. I'm your Fortified Quality Control Manager. We're so thankful to have you all participating in the Fortified program all these years. When I first started, we had like maybe 300 designations a year. Last year, we were over 7,000. We're on track to hit 10,000 this year, and we could not have done it without your help. Our research has shown that there are actionable, cost-effective ways to improve building systems that are vulnerable to weather. And the Fortified team is dependent on and highly appreciative of your diligence in bringing these tools to your clients and your builders and your homeowners. Your efforts are demonstrably helping to build sturdier homes. And all of this contributes to increased community resilience, which means, people can stay in their homes and get back to work sooner and keep going with their lives. It's kind of it's a circle of life thing. So we're just so happy to have your participation.
Hi, my name is Mike Bresnak. I'm the Quality Assurance Administrator with IBHS. I've been working with them since 2014, originally as a third party, helped develop the Focus software and got that launched. And then started doing the audits of the evaluations and have been doing that officially now with IBHS for almost 2 years. We're really so happy to have you partner with us. It's great to have you part of the Fortified program and helping get the word out. The main benefit, of course, we know is that the homeowner has the peace of mind of knowing that there's a very likely chance after a storm that they'll be able to still reside in their home and have that place of security. Thank you so much for partnering with us. We couldn't do it without you.
I'm Cliff Barris. I'm the Director of Communications for Fortified. And I was really introduced to, the concept of resilience with Hurricane Katrina. Driving along the coast there, saw all the devastation there was. I just thought there has to be a better way to do things. And fortunately, there is. That we have contractors throughout the country who are willing to take those extra steps, do those extra things to make homes safer from storms. I live here on the Gulf Coast, and after Sally came through, we saw that it works. That Fortified really does help, and we can do it without contractors out there who are willing to do the extra work.
It truly is a partnership with our team and all of our Fortified service providers, from roofers, builders, evaluators, the whole team. Without them, we couldn't make it happen.
Yeah, that's for sure. That's for sure. There's a lot of work that gets done, both out in the field and behind the scenes. And I'm thrilled that we were able to include that piece in tonight's show, because we do work hand in hand, even though we rarely are in the same location. We are truly collaborating to bring Fortified to these areas at risk.
Absolutely. So you alluded to it earlier, Fred, but I want to take a step back. And we want to talk about our Pioneer Award winners, who we honored last year and made the announcement for their efforts back in 2019. But coronavirus didn't allow us to have the event that we had hoped for. So we still want to recognize them tonight and recognize their efforts. So let's talk about those pioneers.
Yeah, so throughout tonight you're going to hear a little bit about how we're expanding Fortified and we're going into new markets. We talked about pioneers being trailblazers, and so we are going to recognize those folks that were new pioneers for us last year. They represent folks that are expanding into places like Louisiana, Texas, Oklahoma, and even into Florida. So 2020 pioneers, those are the folks that we awarded for the year 2019. We started off with Champion Coastal Builders in Louisiana, Wagner Contracting in Texas, Team Rubicon in Texas, St. Bernard Project in Louisiana, J. Madden Homes in Oklahoma, and Marina Bay in Florida. So we're not just coastal. We're starting to see some activity and some leadership out there in the Great Plains and in the Tornado Alley. And so we're really thankful for all of you that are pioneers that are bringing Fortified to new areas. Absolutely. They are really blazing the trail in their communities, and we're looking forward to seeing them grow Fortified and hopefully join the Volume Award winners soon. That's right. That's right. That's the first step, right? Getting people aware, and then you start filling up those coffers there. Yep. Absolutely. It's the education piece as well, and teaching folks that there is a better way and a more resilient way to build. That's true. That's true. It is a critical function. It is a critical piece to bring Fortified to a new community. You got to start with education. Well, speaking of inland, we had an event last year in January 2019 up in Tuscaloosa. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that event? Yeah, so that was really special. I mean, that's 15,000. That represented 15,000 designations. It was a wonderful homeowner, wonderful partners there in Alabama through the Alabama Department of Insurance. It does really represent a huge milestone that we were able to get across early in the year. And as you heard in Roy's opening there, it set us up for even a bigger year this year where we'll hit 30,000. So you want to go ahead and take a look at that? Yeah, let's take a look back at 15,000.
Fortified gives me confidence because I feel protected. That's what fortified means to me. When you fortify something, you make it stronger. You make it durable. You make it able to withstand pressures.
I think this milestone at 15,000 designations for Fortified really puts a keen focus on who can experience resilience. I think all too often we think about this in terms of something that costs a whole lot of money that is available to just a few. But when we look at this home that is being designated, the 15,000, we're seeing the affordable side of resilience put on display.
We do provide grants. We provide grants up to $10,000 that goes toward the mitigation of homes or the fortification of homes. But as Strengthen Alabama Homes is located within a state agency, we're also able to bring to bear resources where we're actually able to create an infrastructure to support Fortified, such as training contractors, bringing together the right people for the evaluator programs for those types of things, even suppliers. So we're building an industry as a team, but we can do that through the resources and the power that we have at the state level to try to bring all of these people together and all these industry or entities together to build this industry in Alabama, which ultimately will support the Fortified program.
Everything of value that I got is in here, is in the house. So if the roof's gone, that security's gone. I moved here when I was 5 years old. So all of my good childhood memories are right here. That's why I didn't take these pictures down of my parents. That's why they're all in there. Because not that I'm trying to live in the past, but I do want to hold on to the memories of them.
Hitting 15,000 designations is not a finish line. It really is just the beginning of opening the aperture of all that's possible.
I understand how important it is to have some protective covering over stuff that you value. I feel more protected having a fortified roof.
Fred, it's so much about these homeowners. That is truly who we are protecting.
Yeah, well, if that doesn't get to you, I don't know. What you're missing something, because that sentiment, we heard that over and over again, especially after Sally, when we were on the ground, following the event, following up with homeowners, hearing from people just like that, that they were living in a safer, stronger home. And that's the other thing, is we get into talking about the award winners, and we're going to start off here with our Spotlight Award winners. that you remember that each and every one of these folks that we're talking about has helped at least 100, in some cases way more than 1,000 families live under fortified roofs in fortified homes. And that's really something to be proud of. I hope all of us that are out there joining us, I hope you take pride in the way that you're serving your community.
Absolutely. These aren't just numbers. Each of these numbers represents homeowners and families that are better protected because of Fortified.
And that's what we're thinking about. I mean, for those of us that are on this live stream, you know that this is not for IBHS. This is not a profit center. This is all about who can we help and how many can we help. So this is a great opportunity to just enjoy this moment with our network of providers.
Well, without further ado, Fred, should we announce the first set of winners for tonight?
Well, yes, I think we should. Let's do that. So our first category, this is our entry category for Volume Awards. This is Spotlight Award. Spotlight Award represents 100 to 499 fortified designations in a calendar year, and this is our longest list for the evening. So we're going to start off here. This goes in alphabetical order. It's not necessarily in order of volume produced, but For You Roofing is in the Spotlight Award winners. Affordable Home Inspections, All Weather Roofing, Apex Roofing, Ben Murphy Company, Coastal Design Group, Coastal Trim, Disaster Smart Inspection Consulting, DSLD Homes, Foster Contracting, Golden Rule Home Services, Gulf Coast Home Inspections, JDL Home Builders, Lemongrass, Custom Homes, Pelican Roofing, and then Roof Doctors, Sun Builders, Tailor-Made Services, and finally, Trulin Homes. Those are our Spotlight Award winners.
Absolutely incredible, Fred, to see how that list has grown over the past few years. All of those folks helping at least 100 families. That must make you proud.
Yeah, of course. And for those of you who maybe don't remember, that represents about 7,700 families last year, broken up across all of these award winners and those folks that didn't quite make it. So yeah, over 7,000 families helped last year, and we are on our way to 10,000 this year.
Every home matters, every designation matters, every designation's a family, and we celebrate all of them, but we're deeply appreciative of these Volume Award winners.
Sure.
All right, should we move on to Crystal Award winners now? Our next category that represents 500 to 999 designations.
That's right. So we're knocking on the door there of 1,000 here with this group. So the Crystal Award winners this year are Derek with Fortified Inspections and D.R. Horton. So a couple of names you know in coastal Alabama for sure.
Absolutely, and we should also remind folks that these are for both evaluators, builders, and roofers, all that qualify for the Volume Awards.
Yeah, that's true. So it may not be obvious to everybody who's viewing which category folks fall into, but that is true, Christina, that this does represent evaluators, roofing contractors, and home builders.
Absolutely.
Big and small.
And we have a few more Fortified team members from the IBHS side who help make this all happen, who we want to introduce to you now.
My name is Julie Lowry, and as the Fortified Engineering Director, my work at IBHS is primarily managing direction of fortified engineering requirements and the development and implementation of fortified standards and technical resources. As a fortified builder, you are where the rubber meets the road. The Fortified program translates IBHS building science and research into real-world building practices, and your construction projects are where those building practices are put into action in the field and ultimately connect IBHS science with real homes, real families, and real communities. Your support, participation, and cooperation with the Fortified program makes our mission of preventing avoidable loss achievable. Together, we are making a difference, and we sincerely appreciate you.
Hi, my name is Warner Chang. I'm an engineer with the Fortified Home program. congratulations on everybody who won the award. It's a great honor to have you in our team. Your commitment to follow the FORTIFIED guidelines enables homes to be more resistant to damages during severe weathers. This makes your community stronger and more resilient by reducing financial loss and social disruptions for the homeowners. We appreciate your support and working with us to make homes stronger. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Mark Zainel, IBHS Senior Roofing Specialist. And I'm here to say thank you to all of you who have won awards for your contributions to the FORTIFIED program. We thank you for all the things that you do for these people in these communities, because you're doing resilient things that are going to pay dividends in the future for them. So again, congratulations.
Hi there, I'm Alex Carey, and I'm the Market Development Manager for the FORTIFIED program. And I just wanted to say first, congratulations to all of you winners out there. What a phenomenal year. And thank you so much for all that you do for this program. We would not be where we are without you, and you are where the rubber meets the road. And thanks to you, we have more homeowners than ever before, and a growing number by leaps and bounds of people that are going to be better protected and whose homes will be able to better withstand the next disaster. So in the big picture, communities are safer thanks to you.
You can really tell, Fred, just how proud the team is to work with these FORTIFIED service providers who help make this all happen.
Yeah, I mean, we are thrilled to be able to celebrate with everyone. I mean, this is not easy stuff. We're changing the way homes are being built. That's not always a very comfortable process. So having this opportunity to take a step back and celebrate together is really important for both the folks out there in the field, but also for our team inside.
And we've got some big things to celebrate here as we move into our next categories of volume award winners. We've got our Crown Awards next, who represent 1,000 to 2,499 designations. That's a lot of families in 1 year.
We are getting into some rarefied air, that's for sure. So at Crown, and then, you know, I mentioned, you know, hopefully you're staying tuned to see who our Diamond Award winner is this year. But yeah, we've already celebrated our Spotlight folks. We talked a little bit about Crystal Award, but now we're getting into, you know, some folks that have been with the program a long time, have worked really hard to grow their businesses. And so we have the Crown Award. And our first award winner in the Crown category is Pilot Inspections on Demand. And then our second Crown Award winner is Knockout Home Inspections. So we've got both of those companies serving over 1,000 families a year.
That is just incredible, Fred. If you think about it, in 1 year, you know, 365 days in the year, that's a lot of families each and every day that we are impacting as a FORTIFIED community.
Yeah, I mean, I know, you know, we've got some increasing pace and scale happening, and so we're designating multiple houses a day, that's for sure, and sometimes, you know, more than 100 houses in a day. So that's it's really remarkable how far we've come. I've been doing this 11 years. When I came on board, you know, FORTIFIED was a glimmer in eyes, you know, in a long distant future. Finish line was out there, and I can see the finish line and getting to a real meaningful scale, and it's wonderful.
The acceleration is pretty incredible. We're going to talk more about that coming up, but our next award winner is a pretty big one.
Yeah, for sure. So this is our first ever Diamond Award. This is 2,500 to 4,999 homes, so that's a big range. This company's been with us for a long time, has attracted some of our highest volume annual producers. This award goes to Bethel Engineering.
Absolutely incredible, Fred. Bethel Engineering designating more than 2,500 homes. It's got to be a proud moment for you, as you know, 6 years ago when we started the awards. Did you think we'd get there?
You know, it wasn't easy to imagine, that's for sure. I mean, you know, back then we were designating 1,000 homes in a year, and now we're doing that volume in a month. So yeah, and you know, as we talk I'm thrilled that we can talk about how we are succeeding together, but that's, the focus and the spotlight really should be on the folks at home that are getting these awards, because they're doing it day in and day out. Our team's working right alongside them, but this is really not about us at IBHS. This is about the folks that are out there on the ground making it happen.
You can feel the momentum going. We've hit some big moments over the past year with Sally and the first Diamond Award winner. But the momentum is going to continue for the Fortified program. So we want to bring in now product developer Armand Brody and our Chief Product Officer, Alistair Watt. They're going to provide some insight into how we're looking to move forward, because Armand, we've hit a big milestone here recently, haven't we?
Christina, we absolutely have. As a matter of fact, just in March, we reached the 1,000 Fortified designation march, the first time that's happened in a month. So Christina and Fred, we've got a lot to be excited and optimistic about when it comes to Fortified.
Yeah, we sure do, Armand. I mean, we talked just a second ago about how just 5 short years ago we were doing 1,000 in a year, and we have the pipeline, we have the folks out there in the field to even jump over 1,500 or perhaps even 2,000 in a month in the very near future. So, I'm excited to have you and Alistair telling people what to expect and how they can expect us to drive that growth forward for our partners.
I'm excited too, Fred. I hope you're excited, Alistair. The excitement train is chugging along here with some speed. I want to talk for a moment about what was just mentioned there by Christina and Fred. I'm relatively new here, and the fact that we are now seeing Fortified numbers come in a month that it used to take forever to see us accomplish, what does that say about where Fortified is going and where Fortified has been?
Yeah, there's a lot to be proud of here. The numbers are just quite outstanding. We've seen designation growth just accelerating, and it's not slowing down at all. It's almost a straight line going up and down. Anyone that owns a small business that can see revenue line like that understands exactly what I'm talking about. So some of our numbers are, last year we finished the year up 25%. This year we set the goal at 40% growth, and already year to date we're up 100% year to date. So there's incredible growth there, and that's because of our service providers. They're the ones that are doing the work on the ground and getting the designations through, and I hope some of that growth is trickling through to their bottom line, and will continue to do as the program grows.
I want to stop and talk just for a moment about Sally, because it seems to me that Sally was different. It represented something different for us in the Fortified program. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, so it's Sally was a tense time for us. We got confidence. We know the standard works, but yet this was the first big test of our stock, right in the middle of 17,000 houses, and we watched like everyone else, we watched the storm come in, anticipating anxiety, and we watched it perform. And the sense of just pride that you see on some of these testimonial videos is just profound, and it's very rewarding to see that.
So let's talk about how we're working with manufacturers to increase awareness of Fortified.
Yeah, so we work with manufacturers, two types of manufacturers. So the big asphalt shingles manufacturers, and then some of the specialty component manufacturers. So we've always worked with the big shingle guys, but we're working closer with them now as we've developed and virtualized our training. So we're rolling that out to their preferred contractor networks. Last year, since we launched in July last year, last count, we had trained over 600 professionals. And just to contrast that, when we were doing in-person training, we'd be lucky to do 250 in a year. So that is helping again on the awareness side of things. On the specialty manufacturing side, good example is Huber. I'm sure you're all familiar with the zip system, those kind of iconic green panels you see on the sides of houses with the black tape. We've been working with them on some media opportunities. Matt Reisinger, online influencer, and Fred have done a couple of things together. So those kind of awareness things are starting to really take effect.
When we talk about the future and look at what's happening next, let's speak a little more broadly. What other things are we looking at to sort of propel Fortified forward as we march towards these next goals and making sure people are building better?
Yeah, so there's two strategies. I think Fred mentioned one of them earlier, which is our geographic expansion. So our hurricane product along the hurricane coast, we're in Louisiana, Alabama, Mississippi, South Carolina, North Carolina, and now Florida. And we'll continue to expand there. We're trying really hard to get into Texas and Louisiana. We have done some work in Mississippi in the past, and we'll continue to do some work there, and we're hopeful that we can get something in Virginia going. And in inland, we have all of the hail-prone states, the tornado-prone states. We're going to do some work there. So to help address that, we've got some product development that's going on, two products that we're going to work on. One is the high wind and hail product that we launched last year. And we're trying to figure out exactly how to position that. So we're doing some, as we speak, we're doing some market research to help inform that. And I'm looking forward to seeing some growth there. And then lastly, on the manufactured housing side, we see total losses all the time, even with EF1s, EF0s. And there is something we can do there. We got to learn how to affordably attach these things to the ground so they don't just flip over. And so we've got our best and brightest working on that one.
The two words growth and expansion have come out of your mouth quite a few times, and it's pretty exciting to hear those terms being used, and it's a theme that we've heard throughout, and it's pretty exciting to know that we are reaching so many more homes and doing so much more good work. But I want to touch on this, and I want you to expound on this fact that while we are acknowledging these numbers, and they're pretty lofty, we're pretty proud of them, let's touch on the fact that these numbers represent families. They represent real lives, husbands and wives, fathers and mothers and sons and daughters. And I want to hear from you. Let's touch on that aspect of Fortified.
Yeah, so the designation number is important because it marks our progress towards a resilient future. But there are other numbers too. There's the number of contractors, builders, roofers that work tirelessly to apply the standard carefully. There's the number of evaluators that ease the flow of documentation. They work with our quality assurance folks and they work with the roofers. There's the number of insurance companies that offer incentives for homeowners to adopt their standard. There's a number of folks at the Department of Insurance that help support grant programs. And there's the number of people in the Fortified team that work with everyone and keep the wheels turning. But the number that means the most to me is the number of moms and dads and sons and daughters that go to bed each night knowing that they have the protection of a fortified house.
Very, very true. And it's a thing that we've heard throughout. We've seen the testimonies of those who have been so blessed because of what Fortified is doing. And as we toss it back to Christine and Fred, you've heard from Alistair on how we're moving Fortified forward. And you folks have something to say about some nice people who are helping us move Fortified forward as well.
That's right, Armand. We're not done with the awards for tonight. We have another set of pioneers who are blazing the trail in their local communities to bring Fortified to new places. Yeah, so we're going to talk now about this past year's pioneers. But before we do that, I do want to make just a couple of comments. One is, this list that we've already talked about, the pioneers are on the front end of their journey and growing in Fortified. It takes durability and resilience and the courage really to stick with it, because it's not always easy when you're trying to convince people to change how they've been doing things for 20 years. The other thing that I do want to make sure that we talk about is, there is something to be said for all these families that we're talking about, and it does give us a great source of pride. It's an incredible obligation as well, and that's the other thing that I think is really important to talk about here. These award winners have accepted the responsibility of following a voluntary standard, of helping to hold people accountable to make sure that the folks that are looking to live under fortified roofs are actually getting what they're paying for. So this group represents those people that have really stuck to it and rise to the challenge of that obligation, that commitment to make sure that people are getting those resilient homes. So keep it up. So for those folks that are our latest additions to the Pioneer Network, or the Pioneer Award winners, these folks are located in upstate Alabama. So Alabama, many of you know, Alabama has coastal incentives and has had them for several years. That was recently extended, and now we're starting to see millions of dollars actually flowing into upstate Alabama, where there's high wind and hail risk. And these pioneers are smack dab in the middle of that area. So this year's pioneers, we want to recognize Rapid Roofing,
Alabama upstate, and even perhaps into neighboring states there, and Habitat Tuscaloosa. Now, Habitat's a long-term partner with IBHS and Fortified, but that Tuscaloosa group is really playing a pivotal role in exposing, increasing awareness of fortified roofs in upstate Alabama. So those are our two additions to the Pioneer folks.
Absolutely a tremendous group tonight, Fred, including those pioneers who we look forward to helping us as blaze the trail ahead. And Alistair referenced it several times in his remarks. We're putting a lot of effort behind supporting our fortified service providers and supporting them as they help us take Fortified out into communities.
Right. So one of the things that we have a sincere hope and wish for is that the folks that have won awards, we want you bragging about it. Right? We not just for our benefit, but for your benefit as well. And so our team here, which has grown over the years and has really gotten excellent at creating collateral and marketing material, we're going to share with you a sample of one of the videos that you'll be able to use going forward. But we really do hope you take the opportunity to brag, and also stay in touch with us on the web so that you can see the other collateral that we continue to develop and improve to help you market Fortified in your area.
Absolutely. Let's take a look at that promo.
When severe weather hits, fate alone does not determine which homes are damaged and which are spared. The choices we make when building or re-roofing can make all the difference in the world. Let us show you how following the Fortified standard can give your home a fighting chance against the next storm.
A great piece there, and one of the themes throughout tonight is we are so appreciative of all of the efforts of our fortified service providers. We couldn't do it without them, and we are proud to support them, and we want to do everything we can to help them.
Yeah, we've sent out press releases to announce our award winners, and we want to make sure that each and every award winner checks your email, because there's some good information coming to you that may have already hit your inbox. With these links to these marketing materials and these award-winning packages, including that 15-second spot you just saw, which we have optimized for your use in your digital marketing campaign. So please take advantage of that and get out there and tell people just the kind of work that you're involved in.
And we look forward to growing. Celebrate next year.
Absolutely. There's lots of opportunity with Fortified going forward, for sure.
Absolutely. Severe weather, not going
anywhere.
Hurricane season, not going anywhere.
Yeah.
So plenty of opportunity to make a difference in these local communities.
Yeah, that is absolutely true. And we just want to thank you for being a part of Fortified. Thank you for helping to grow Fortified. And we look forward to seeing you hopefully in person next year, but certainly in some shape or form to acknowledge 2021's accomplishment, including getting over that impressive 10,000 designation threshold this year. So that milestone's going to be sweet.
Some big goals ahead, and we want to continue the momentum forward. Tonight was about stopping to take a minute to thank and celebrate our service providers from last year, but the momentum continues, the work continues, the hard work that you all do every day. We appreciate it. And we thank you so much for joining us tonight. Before we go, a quick shout out to our team behind the scenes helping make tonight happen. Aubrey Marcinko, Ian Jamanko, Lauren Wilson, and back at home, Cliff Barrows and Larry Scott, all helping us pull off tonight's event. We hope you enjoyed it. Fred, what do you think?
Yeah, listen, I had a ball. I hope you did too, but this is fun. I don't get to do this very much, so first award show ever.
We hope you enjoyed it. We enjoyed it. We enjoyed spending a bit of time with you. We truly appreciate the work you do. Fred, thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thank you, Christina. You did a great job. Thanks for being my co-host.
We'll look forward to next year.
Yep. See you guys next year.